I'm going to give you a full rundown of all the apartments I saw for when I was moving recently. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel if you're new here. Hi, my name is Emily, I am 28 years old and I live in New York City. I moved officially, I think it was April 1st, 2025. This is my sixth apartment in New York City, I think. Seventh. Oh my gosh, I forgot about that once. I think it's my seventh. I think it's the seventh apartment I've lived in New York City. However, it is the first time I'm living completely by myself. And I just thought that I would give you a little bit of a lowdown. Whether if you're just curious about what it's like renting an apartment in New York City, or if you're looking yourself. Even like this past move, I was looking on YouTube and like seeing what the vibe was, finding new apartments and stuff. So basically my non-negotiables for my new apartment were that it was below $2,500 a month. $2,500 was really pushing it. Like that was like, I could live and like not do anything else. I also wanted to be close to the Upper West Side. A lot of my work is on the Upper West Side. So I was primarily looking there and also the Upper East Side. And my last one is that pets were allowed because I eventually do want to get a little puppy. Sometime, I don't know when, but sometime. And I knew that this apartment that I was going to choose was going to be my apartment for a couple years. I do not want to move again anytime soon. A couple preferences I had but didn't really like make or break apartments were I wanted natural sunlight, less than like a third or fourth floor walk up. I just wanted to be closer to the ground and that it was close to a subway. So those were like my main things when I was looking. I literally went on Street Easy every single day that like I was looking. I would refresh, and it worked to my advantage. Street Easy is the like best website probably to use looking for apartments in New York City. I also found that texting the real estate agent directly gives you the best results. Sometimes if you like apply through Street Easy or email them, it takes them a while to get back to you, but texting them, that's what you gotta do. All right, so this first apartment that I found was on the Upper West Side. It was a small studio on the first floor. Dogs were allowed. The sunlight was like okay, but it was really, really tiny. It had a really big closet. It came with a mini fridge and not a full-size fridge, but when I toured it with the super, he was like, yeah, you could probably ask for a full-size fridge. So that was on my mind. And this was $23 or $23.50, I believe. Also, another perk about this apartment is that there was no broker's fee, which if you don't know now, a broker's fee is like basically like a percentage of the yearly rent that goes to the broker that you have to pay in addition to first month's rent and security deposit. Now, I believe that broker's fees are no more. They're like not a thing. So I had just got an apartment before the broker's fee law or whatever it is came into effect, which I think did help me. In my case, you would think, why would you want to pay a broker's fee? But usually it's added on to the rent instead of paying it up front. I think it ended up being okay. But yeah, this one had no broker's fee, which was a big plus for me. And then I toured it with the super. I was texting the real estate agent, but she couldn't make it and I just wanted to see it as quickly as possible. It was super tiny, but it had a lot of charm and I could like see myself making the space work. It also was so convenient to school and work that I really wanted it. So basically for this one, I told the real estate agent that I was interested in it. And then we were going back and forth for a while. She ended up texting me saying that the owner ended up going with a different person. But I never had to apply for it and like pay an application fee and like get my credit card checked or whatever. But I will say a lot of brokers will ask you for your income and credit card score like right away after you text them before you even schedule an appointment to show it. And one of them didn't do that to me, which is a red flag, but we'll get to that later. So yeah, I was really bummed about this apartment, but in the end, it is really small and that is okay. I'm okay with not getting it. The next apartment that I was interested was on the east side. It was right by the Q train. This was one of the ones that I like hit refresh and then I saw it right away. I was working, so Alexis, my roommate at the time, went and looked at it for me and took videos for me, which was so kind. It was a one bedroom and I think it was only $23.50 as well. It was a one bedroom, a pretty small one bedroom. The bathroom was tiny from what I could tell. The window also faced a schoolyard, so there would be playing kids often. but it was really sunny. There was a little cutout from like the kitchen living area to the bedroom, which I really liked. I applied for this one like officially. I like filled up the application as fast as I could, volunteering for like field work hours at school and like working this like event. And I was literally like, I need to go to the bathroom. And then I like quickly filled out an application. I didn't get it. He ended up going with someone else. So I was really, really bummed about that. And I was like, ugh. The next one I saw was also on the Upper East Side. It was a co-op, which means that each unit has a different owner. The co-op itself was so nice. I loved the idea of a co-op. Like the apartment door led out to the outside, and it was like basically like a gated community within New York City. The only thing about the location though, I do like the Upper East Side, but the subway was pretty far and there was no like buses really either. So, but I was willing to give that up because I liked the area and like the architecture and everything around it so much. Oh, it also had a package room, which I loved. The mailboxes were in like a really pretty part of the building. Like the building was beautiful itself. Now the inside of it, it was small. It was considered a 1-bedroom, but in the bedroom spot, I could probably only fit a full bed and maybe a dresser. That was it. Like I couldn't even do a side table. I couldn't do a desk. But a cool thing about the bedroom is that the windows would pop up and turn into like a little balcony. This was also on the first floor. And then the living area had like a kitchen living area like combined, but it also was really small. I could probably fit a small couch and maybe a table if I wanted to, maybe. Now, where I went wrong with this is that it was listed for $3,000 a month. $3,000. But I did see that it was lowered like a little bit to like $2,850, and it was also on Street Easy for probably like 4 months at that time, which also is a red flag. If there is an apartment on Street Easy that has been there for a long time, there's something wrong with it. So I went in and I could see myself living in it for sure. It was very small, definitely not worth $3,000 a month, but I wanted to see it because I was just curious. So I went to an open house. I didn't even like schedule an appointment. I went to an open house and a lot of the appliances were outdated. It was super, super small, but I was like, okay, I can make this work. Maybe if I can bring the price down a little bit. The real estate lady was showing me around. There was something a little off about her, but I was like, oh, maybe she's just really excited. She's telling me about her life, how like she got stuck in traffic on the way here and her car broke down, which I felt so bad about. And then she was also telling me about how the owner, how like somebody in his family died and couldn't be there, but he's a really nice guy. And I was like, okay, sure, whatever, but let's talk apartment. And I told her I was interested, and I said up front, I was like, this is over my budget. I'm looking for something more along the lines of $2,300 a month. I know that is a huge gap, but maybe we can work something out. Maybe to get like to like 25. She was like, great. So I emailed her, and then she was like, the best the owner can do is $2,650. Cool, great. And I was like, okay, thank you so much. I'm gonna pass on this one. Thanks. And then I was gonna kind of leave it at that. She starts texting me and calling me saying, how dare you pass on this one? I have 2 other people interested in this apartment and I wanted to give it to you. Why would you come tour it if it was above your price range? And like saying all this nasty stuff to me. She never asked me my credit score, and she even said, she was like, I don't even know how much you make. I'm like, that's your fault. I didn't respond back to her. I just I blocked her number and moved on with everything. If I had booked an appointment and took time out of her day, I would have felt a little bit more bad. But I did go to an open house and there were other people that were going around. I then come to find out that a couple months later, like even I think till this day, it's still on Street Easy. So they're having a hard time renting it out, and it couldn't have been just me. So that was an interesting experience for me that I didn't think was going to happen, but it did. And you know what? I learned from it. That's all you can ask. Hi, I literally am editing this video as we speak, and I realized that I totally forgot about another apartment that I saw, but I just wanted to tell you because it was another one on the Upper West Side. Super convenient, loved the location, but it was a 5th floor walk up, which I wasn't really keen to. And it had one window. It also had like a really cool loft situation, so I was really into that. But the girl who was still living there was saying, yeah, she doesn't really sleep up there because it gets really hot. And I was like, okay, then I don't know what I would really use that for. I would want to create more space below. I would have wanted to utilize the loft as a sleeping space. It also was a little bit above my price range. It was $2,400. So I ended up not even applying for that one, but I'm glad I did go and see it. And then we come to this apartment, which I picked. Spoiler alert, I picked this apartment. It was the last one I saw, obviously because I didn't have to keep looking anymore. This is $2,300, but it did have a broker's fee. I only have to walk up one flight of stairs, which is chef's kiss. It's like perfect because I wouldn't love being on the ground floor, but I don't want to walk up that many stairs. It also has a good amount of natural light, which I really like. It's on a quiet street. I am not really near the train, but I'm near a bus that takes me right where I would need to go. Pets are allowed under 20 pounds, which if I do get a pet, it will be under 20 pounds. The bathroom is all pink, which is like amazing. I have a fireplace, which I really enjoy. That's not working, but like aesthetically, it's really cute. The kitchen and the living area are separated, which you don't really find with a lot of studios in New York City. So I really liked that. The bathroom is like pretty big. I asked the real estate agent because this is what I literally refreshed and then like texted the real estate agent right when I saw it. And he was like, well, I have an open house tomorrow, but if you want to come right now and look at the apartment, we can do that. And I was like, okay, like to beat the crowd. So I zoomed over here, I looked at the apartment and I was like, great, I'll put in an application, done, set. So I applied, I got approved, and now I am here and I couldn't be happier. I think I ended up here for a reason. To be honest, I was like pretty bummed that I had gotten rejected from that Upper West Side one. And I was thinking about that a lot, but I ended up having so much more room here and I'm paying less monthly. So it was a win-win situation. But yeah, I kind of lived in here like my first month kind of with nothing up and nothing put away. Everything was out of boxes right away. I did that the day of, but the month of, was it May? Was it May 1st that I moved in? I don't even remember. That month that I moved in, I literally had no time to do anything. I was so booked. I was putting on 2 productions for shows I worked on. I was also nannying and working my online job and finishing up school, like taking finals. It was a crazy month. So it kind of looks like chaos in here. And that's why I had to move out of my last apartment a little bit early because I knew that I literally had no day free to move. And the day that I moved, I was on Long Island running an audition. So I literally went to Long Island, ran an audition, came back, and then moved out of my apartment. And I've been here, I think it was May. April's a lie. It was May 1st, and it is like the beginning of July right now. So I've been here 2 months. It feels like home. I've actually lived on the Upper East Side before, a couple years ago with my partner at the time. So it feels nice to be back. I do miss the Upper West Side. I am there all the time. The funny thing is, a lot of the apartments on the Upper West Side are more expensive than the ones on the Upper East Side. I'm not really sure why that is. It might be because there's a lot more space over here. There's a lot more real estate. Yeah, I don't know, but I'm happy where I ended up. So yeah, that's my little story of finding this apartment. I hope you enjoyed. I am about to go to London, literally like right now. I'm gonna get on the subway and go on a plane and fly to London. Be sure to watch my London vlog next week. I also just got my hair cut, but it is being a little weird right now. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. Make good choices and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.